After victory in 1763, Britain gained land and massive war debts to pay.
The Sugar Act of 1764 lowered rates but tightened enforcement against smuggling.
The Proclamation of 1763 barred settlers from moving west, angering colonists.
Cases moved to Vice Admiralty courts without juries, seen as unfair and distant.
In 1764, the Currency Act restricted colonial paper money, squeezing local trade.
In 1765, the Stamp Act taxed newspapers, legal papers, even playing cards.
Protesters hanged effigies of stamp distributors, warning them to resign.
Merchants adopted non-importation to pressure Parliament by hurting trade.
9 colonies met in New York, crafting petitions against the new tax.
The rallying cry spread. No taxes without a voice in Parliament.
The same day, Britain declared it held full authority over the colonies.
The Quartering Act forced colonies to provide housing and supplies for troops. New York faced punishment for resisting quartering, straining trust further.
Writers argued colonists had English rights, including trial by jury.
In 1767, Townshend Duties taxed imported glass, lead, paint, paper, and tea.
A new customs board in Boston aggressively enforced trade rules.
Seizing John Hancock's sloop Liberty in 1768 inflamed Boston's anger.
Troops arrived in Boston to keep order, increasing daily tensions. Daughters of Liberty led homespun boycotts, rejecting taxed British goods.
Dickinson's letters argued duties were taxes in disguise and unlawful.
Tarring and feathering became a brutal warning against overreach.
In 1770, the Boston Massacre left 5 colonists dead and fear rising.
Britain repealed most duties in 1770 but kept the tea tax to claim power.
Committees spread news fast, linking colonies in a network of resistance. In 1772, colonists burned the Gaspee after a harsh customs crackdown.
The Tea Act let the East India Company sell tea directly with tax intact.
Thousands met in Boston, vowing no tea would be landed or sold.
3 tea ships sat in Boston Harbor as deadlines for unloading neared.
On December 16, 1773, men dumped 342 chests of tea into the harbor. Other ports refused tea peacefully, showing unity across colonies.
Britain closed Boston's port, crippling trade to punish the protest. The Massachusetts Government Act curtailed self-rule and local meetings.
Officials accused of crimes could be tried in Britain, not locally. A new Quartering Act broadened lodging requirements for British troops.
The Quebec Act reshaped borders and worried colonists about liberties.
Colonies coordinated responses, readying delegates for a grand meeting.
In Philadelphia, delegates united to defend colonial rights together.
The Suffolk resolves, urged resistance to the Coercive Acts across Massachusetts.
The Congress adopted a boycott plan: no import, export, or consumption.
Households joined non-consumption, turning boycott into a daily habit.
Local militias trained as Minutemen, ready at a minute's notice. Powder alarms spread panic, but also sharpened colonial readiness.
Committees of safety enforced boycotts and mobilization at the town level. Riders and signals created rapid warning systems between towns. British command planned to seize colonial gunpowder and supplies.
In April 1775, British troops left Boston to disarm the rebels.
Riders warned! The regulars are out, stirring militias to muster!
Gunfire at Lexington left dead on the green, shocking the colonies.
At Concord, militia stood firm and drove the redcoats back.
On the retreat, British columns took heavy fire from hidden militia.
Soon after, Bunker Hill proved the colonists would fight fiercely. Leaders emerged, and a continental army began to take shape. Petitions were tried, but the logic of resistance only hardened.
In 1776, common sense argued monarchy was the problem, not just taxes.
Ideas of natural rights turned tax protests into a freedom movement.
Shared anger over laws united diverse colonies into one cause.